How about you invest a little in my Harry Crab restaurant? Together, we could amplify this venture, achieving remarkable success and creating a new era of prosperity. When fortune smiles upon us, you, as an initial shareholder, would soar alongside me, sparing you from your father's incessant remarks. Evidently, Zhou Xingjie still perceived Wang Gan as the affluent young Master Wang, oblivious to the precarious state of Wang Fuhai's factory. Upon hearing this, a meaningful smile graced Wang Gan's lips. This sentiment felt strikingly familiar. He recalled that in his past life, it was around this time when Zhou Xingjie enthusiastically painted a vivid picture of the Harry Crab business's potential, extending a similar invitation for investment. Back then, Wang Gan was entirely consumed by his affection for Wu Yuwei and dismissed this seemingly meager venture with disdain, refusing without a second thought. He had deemed Zhou Xingjie's aspirations as mere flights of fancy, questioning how much profit could possibly be gleaned from selling a few crabs. Yet, the caprices of fate are unpredictable. This endeavor proved to be extraordinarily lucrative, particularly now, in an era of limited information where few enlightened individuals share the intricacies of various trades. Establishing a dedicated Harry Crab shop with a willingness to invest in advertising could effortlessly yield several million a year. Even in the worst-case scenario, tens of thousands were attainable. Thus, in his previous life, Wang Gan missed a swift opportunity for resurgence. Eventually, the Wang family faced bankruptcy, leaving him in dire straits. Ironically, it was Zhou Xingjie, whom he had once scorned, who offered him refuge during his most trying times. Wang Gan labored diligently for 2 years in Zhou Xingjie's modestly successful Harry Crab establishment, barely managing to navigate through those bleak days. Although the pay was decent, the work was grueling. His hands would be raw from binding crabs during the season. Nevertheless, he forever cherished the memory of that hand extended in his time of need. Chapter 64. Everyone desires easy living, considering the investment is not out of the question. Wang Gan smiled non-committally, shifting the conversation with a touch of jest. However, Xingjie, are you certain you can manage to convince Miss Wei from your family? Will she agree to let an outsider like me partake in her share of the cake? A call from his childhood friend opened a new avenue of financial opportunity for Wang Gan. Since his rebirth, he had been acquiring wealth with remarkable ease, hardly contemplating this route. Upon reflection, it seemed feasible. As a former practitioner, he was well acquainted with the complexities of the industry. In his past life, he had lamented the lack of startup capital that hindered him from pursuing his own path, left only to yearn from afar. Now, with substantial resources at his disposal, he was poised to expand ambitiously, equipped with insights into future trends. A single crab season spanning 3 to 4 months could easily generate tens of millions. However, whether to enter into a partnership remained a different discussion altogether. On the other end of the line, Zhou Xingjie's demeanor shifted, akin to a cat whose tail had been stepped on. His voice suddenly grew somber, tinged with resignation and a barely perceptible bitterness. Alas, Ganzi, please don't jest with mistrzostwem Europy. Her temper is indeed rather fierce, and her opinions are resolute. Nevertheless, people are fundamentally good. They treat me and my family quite well. What can be done, my friend? Zhou Xingjie sighed, his voice tinged with a sense of pragmatic resignation. After all, her family background speaks volumes. I have come to terms with the fact that relying on my own efforts to rise from nothing may take an eternity. My ex-girlfriend left without a backward glance simply because I could not afford a marital home in the city. In this day and age, one cannot progress without financial means. I aspire for upward mobility and wish to shorten the years of struggle, yet it seems there must be some price to pay. Wang Gan remained silent. Zhou Xingjie's family circumstances were merely average. Both of his parents were ordinary workers, and his educational background was limited to a high school diploma. Before his future wife, he had relied on relatives to help secure a job as a cargo escort, accompanying oil transport ships along the Yangtze River. Day after day, he found himself confined to the waters, earning a meager salary of around 3,000 yuan. Under such conditions, establishing oneself in society and marrying a well-off local girl seemed a daunting challenge. Wei Hongwan, Wang Gan vaguely recalled, was only passable in appearance, though enhanced by makeup. However, she was fortunate to come from a wealthy family, engaged in the building materials business back home, and possessed considerable assets. It was she who pursued Zhou Xingjie, instantly captivated during their first blind date. After all, Zhou Xingjie stood at an impressive height of 1.8 meters, boasting a sunny and handsome visage that had made him quite popular among the female students during his school days. Yet this seemingly advantageous marriage, characterized by financial means on one side and good looks on the other, did not culminate in a happy ending in the past. After a few years of marriage, Wei Hongwan, perhaps losing her initial enthusiasm, began to express discontent with Zhou Xingjie's lack of ambition. More likely, however, was the fact that Zhou Xingjie's increasingly frail condition failed to satisfy her insatiable appetites. She strayed with a younger man, and apparently, he was not the only one. Their tumultuous affair erupted into a public spectacle, causing both families to engage in a bitter feud that left the small town buzzing with gossip. Ultimately, it concluded in divorce. Although Zhou Xingjie received a portion of the assets, those years were filled with considerable frustration. Reflecting on this, Wang Gan felt a swirl of emotions within him. The trajectory of history seemed to be repeating itself. Enough of this lamentation. Wang Gan interrupted his grievances. Once you and Wei Di arrive in Muling, we shall convene for a deeper discussion. I have some matters to attend to here, so I must take my leave for now. Very well. It's settled then, Ganzi. I will contact you in advance. Zhou Xingjie's tone regained a semblance of lightness. After ending the call, Wang Gan exhaled softly. Zhou Xingjie's hope to alter his fate through marriage was a path fraught with thorns. Without substantial strength, one could not thrive on the fruits of another's labor. In this life, possessing considerable wealth, he would not hesitate to extend a helping hand to his friend should Zhou Xingjie truly require it, honoring their past camaraderie. Concluding his conversation with Zhou Xingjie, Wang Gan felt his emotions rise and fall. Memories of the past surged forth like a tide, bringing forth the struggles and hardships, the helplessness and resentment, all vividly recalled through Zhou Xingjie's phone call. He shook his head gently, trying to dispel these tumultuous thoughts. Living in the present and seizing the future were of utmost importance. Opening WeChat, the glaring red dot of unread messages remained a stark reminder. At the forefront, naturally, is the tenacious Chun Jing. The latest messages consist solely of trivial campus gossip, interspersed with updates regarding Wu Yue. Each line is imbued with a subtle desire to capture his attention. Wang Gan, maintaining a stoic demeanor, continues his strategy of reading without responding. After several minutes of silence, Chun Jing's profile picture bounces back to life. This time, instead of words, she sends an image. Wang Gan's fingertip lightly taps the screen. The photograph is even bolder than the previous selfie. Bathed in soft, warm light, Chun Jing appears as if she has just emerged from a bath, wrapped in a towel that barely conceals her modesty. Her damp, long hair cascades casually over her shoulders, with a few strands clinging to her smooth forehead and slightly flushed cheeks. She poses sideways to the camera, one hand brushing her wet hair behind her ear, her gaze dreamy, lips slightly parted, the edge of the towel accentuating her exquisite curves. This woman, in her quest for attention, has truly lost all sense of limits. Yet, she undeniably possesses allure. A smirk of derision plays on Wang Gan's lips as he types a few words on the screen. What? Are you being provocative again? Almost instantly, he receives a reply. The anger is all because of your aloofness. With such overt advances, can't you show a little courtesy and respond? Following her message is a plaintive emoji. Wang Gan scoffs lightly. This woman remains somewhat unrefined, her theatrics slightly overdone. If there's something to discuss, then speak. If not, I'm busy driving. He replies dismissively. How annoying. Of course, I have serious matters. Chun Jing seems to seize upon a glimmer of hope, immediately capitalizing on it. Let me tell you, there's a girl in our dorm who has recently started live streaming. You know, singing, dancing, chatting with people on camera. Guess what? Just last night, within a short span, a wealthy patron gifted her thousands worth of presents. It's like picking up money. Her tone is filled with astonishment and a hint of unmasked envy. Do you think if I also started a live stream with my looks and figure, I could achieve some fame? Perhaps those wealthy patrons would shower me with rockets and luxury cars? Chen Jing's next message swiftly follows, laden with aspirations of wealth and a subtle probe towards Wang Gan. The live streaming industry, having burgeoned since 2014, is indeed still in its nascent, wild growth phase. Various borderline practices are common, resulting in a plethora of so-called internet celebrities and tales of overnight fortunes. Chen Jing's instincts are, it seems, quite astute. If you wish to pursue it, then do so. Why discuss it with me? Wang Gan's response remains nonchalant, exuding indifference. Oh, I was merely seeking your opinion. Chen Jing appears somewhat anxious, sending several playful emojis in rapid succession. But what if, hypothetically, I truly started live streaming? Would you come and support me? Just a small gesture, like sending a little airplane or following me, would suffice. Her tone was imbued with anticipation, akin to a puppy wagging its tail in eager expectation of its owner's treat. In Wang Gan's mind, the image of Chen Jing's somewhat acerbic yet undeniably stunning visage emerged, along with her voluptuous figure that far surpassed Wu Wei's. Should she truly embark on a streaming career, her assets and relentless drive might indeed allow her to carve out a name for herself. After a moment's contemplation, he replied succinctly, "Let us discuss it later." The ambiguity of his words, however, left ample room for the imagination. As expected, Chen Jing immediately responded with an exuberant expression, followed by an avalanche of praises such as "Thank you, Gangu, you're truly wonderful." Indifferent to her flattery, Wang Gan flung his phone onto the passenger seat. Chapter 65. A little game recalling Zhou Xingjie stirred something within Wang Gan. Though he now drove a BMW 7 Series, which exuded grandeur, it would come across as somewhat ostentatious if he were to pick up Zhou Xingjie in this vehicle. Such a display might evoke unnecessary associations and pressures. It was better to maintain a casual demeanor among childhood friends, he mused. Moreover, their small hometown was not large, and if word spread of his wealth and ostentatious car, it could hinder efforts to renovate his family's home. After some reflection, he picked up his phone and sought out the WeChat contact of Jiang Xiaoya from the BMW dealership. They had added each other as friends, and she would occasionally reach out with greetings, though Wang Gan had adopted a rather aloof demeanor, responding sporadically. "Xiaoya, are you busy?" he inquired. Jiang Xiaoya replied almost immediately, "Gangu, not busy at all. How can I assist you?" Wang Gan was taken aback by her earnestness, as her playful tone suggested a familiarity that belied their age difference. She seemed to be 2 or 3 years his senior. Was it the allure of wealth that prompted such familiarity? "Could you do me a favor? I wish to order a BMW 3 Series, preferably the 328 model with higher specifications. Do you have any in stock?" Wang Gan asked directly. The BMW 3 Series, known for its youthful and sporty appeal, had consistently been a top seller for the brand. The 328 model, in particular, stood out with its powerful 2.0-liter turbocharged engine and sport package. Its striking design and superior handling made it a favorite among younger consumers. More importantly, its price was considerably more accessible than that of the 7 Series, aligning perfectly with the persona he wished to project before his old friends as a burgeoning, affluent young man. 328? Please hold on. Gangu, I will check our inventory. Jiang Xiaoya responded promptly. After approximately a minute and a half, she sent another message. Gangu, unfortunately, we just sold the last 328 of that configuration, and we currently have none in stock. However, rest assured, I have already requested our manager to urgently allocate one from a neighboring store, and it should arrive within 3 days at the latest. How does that sound? That works. Please select a mainstream color and interior, preferably a white exterior with a dark interior, Wang Gan instructed. Understood. A white exterior with black or mocha interior, correct? That's no problem. I will ensure to find you the best condition available. In terms of pricing, I will request a special internal employee rate from the manager on your behalf, ensuring your satisfaction. Jiang Xiaoya's voice brimmed with enthusiasm. All right, I appreciate your efforts. It's no trouble at all. It is my honor to serve you, Gangu. As soon as the car arrives, I will notify you immediately. After hanging up the phone, Wang Gan nodded in satisfaction. Jiang Xiaoya truly demonstrated impressive efficiency and an understanding of the situation. For him, acquiring a Series 3 vehicle was merely a trifling matter. Purchasing it was akin to acquiring a grand toy. Moreover, it was not a waste, as he could later hand it over to Sun Qing once she completed her driving lessons. After the call, Wang Gan started his car, deftly maneuvering the steering wheel as he headed towards the school. Upon returning to dormitory 105, he opened the door to a familiar blend of masculine aromas, mingled with sweat and remnants of instant noodles. Gu Linfeng was lounging on the bed, engrossed in a colorful display on his device, occasionally emitting impatient clicks of his tongue while tapping and swiping the screen. Su Wei had brought over a small stool, leaning in closely to observe the tablet screen, intently instructing, hey, to the left. Merge that 6. Yes. Su Wei, where's my computer? Wang Gan inquired impatiently as he approached his bed. Both were interrupted by his voice. Su Wei abruptly turned around, his face instantly transforming into a sycophantic grin. Ganga, you're back. The computer? Oh, you mean the Alienware. The courier brought it this morning, but I thought it was quite precious. If it were to get damaged, I wouldn't be able to afford it. I told the courier to wait for you to sign for it personally. The courier had also mentioned that for valuable items, it was best for the owner to receive them to avoid any complications. Upon hearing this, Wang Gan's brow furrowed deeper. How could such a trivial matter be handled so ineptly? What risk was there in merely signing for it? Did he really need to wait for his return? Wang Gan felt a tinge of annoyance. Su Wei couldn't even manage simple tasks. If it weren't for his unique ability, he would never have benefited from this arrangement, let alone be taken along for the ride. Hey, Gangu, it's just a precaution. Su Wei chuckled awkwardly, hesitant to argue. The courier said he would come back this afternoon. It should be quick. Wang Gan snorted in response, unwilling to dwell on the matter further. He tossed the car keys onto the table and was about to sit down when a knock resounded at the dormitory door. Is Wang Gan here? Delivery from Dongzi. A slightly hoarse young voice called from outside. Su Wei's eyes lit up with excitement, even more so than Wang Gan's, as he dashed to open the door. Yes. Thank you for your hard work. Please come in. Standing at the entrance was a young delivery person clad in a red Dongzi uniform, shouldering a large box emblazoned with a peculiar skull design. After Wang Gan presented his ID and completed the signing process, the courier hurriedly departed. Su Wei immediately buzzed around the box with the eagerness of a fly drawn to blood, while Gu Linfeng leaned over from his bed, intrigued by the spectacle. Wang Gan paid no heed to them, focused solely on unwrapping the package and revealing the sleek, silver-gray 18, imbued with a sense of futuristic technology. He placed it steadily upon his desk and pressed the power button, causing the screen to illuminate, while the keyboard and the body of the device radiated a captivating glow. Su Wei, standing beside him, was utterly mesmerized, rubbing his hands together as he gazed longingly at Wang Gan. Brother Gan, this top configuration is truly exceptional. It looks even more impressive. Wang Gan cast a nonchalant glance in his direction, but chose to ignore him. He began connecting to the internet, downloading and installing various essential software and drivers. By chance, his gaze fell once more upon the bedside of Gu Linfeng, where Su Wei was fixated on the screen, engrossed in a digital merging game. Hey, you two, you seem quite absorbed in that game. Why not play 2048 instead? Isn't that more straightforward? Gu Linfeng, hearing this, lifted his head in confusion, furrowing his brow. What is 2048? Never heard of it. Is it a new game? Is it more entertaining than this one? Su Wei echoed his bewilderment, looking at Wang Gan. Yeah, Brother Gan, what is 2048? Is it another number game? Is it available? Does it cost anything? Wang Gan's heart skipped a beat upon hearing their simultaneous inquiries. Never heard of it? Chapter 66. The first project of entrepreneurship. His mind raced as he recalled that this paid puzzle game had launched in early 2014, earning a certain reputation among core players due to its unique merging mechanics based on multiples of 3. Wang Gan opened the App Store and indeed, the upload timeline matches memory. However, the price in the domestic market was set at 18 yuan, which was quite steep for a simple game. What truly propelled this gameplay to global popularity, spawning countless variants, was the free web-based game known as 2048. Its core mechanics were akin to those of the original game, but simplified the merging rules to make them more accessible, focusing on multiples of 2. In his previous life, he recalled that 2048 had emerged shortly after the original game's launch, around March 2014. Developed by a mere 19-year-old Italian programmer in a single weekend and subsequently released as open source. This had sparked a viral sensation worldwide. Yet now, Gu Linfeng and Su Wei, two young men known for their openness to new experiences, astonishingly claimed to have never heard of 2048. Wang Gong continued his search, finding no download link in the Apple Store. Perhaps it initially existed only as a web-based game, leaving him momentarily disheartened. Sitting up straight, he opened his brand-new 18 laptop, swiftly connecting to the campus network. In the browser's address bar, he quickly typed in 2048 game and pressed enter. The search results page refreshed rapidly. Wang Gong's gaze, sharp as a hawk, meticulously scanned each line and sentence. The mathematical significance of the number 2048, the terminology in the realm of computing, and certain product models occupy a substantial portion of the discourse, yet they hold little relevance. He patiently turned page after page, even switching between several different search engines. The result, however, left his heart racing. No, there was absolutely nothing regarding the familiar game 2048, characterized by its black, white, and gray color palette, with squares emblazoned with the numbers 2, 4, 8, 16, and so forth. There were no reports on its meteoric rise to fame globally, nor did he find any information pertaining to the Italian programmer whose reputation soared as a result. Only a handful of scattered posts in foreign technical forums or independent game developer communities discussed the algorithm and design of 2048, pondering the possibility of simplifying its rules. Yet, such discussions remained purely theoretical, with no one having truly put them into practice to develop a mature product for the masses to enjoy. Suddenly, an uncontrollable surge of exhilaration erupted within Wang Gong's chest, prompting him to chuckle softly. His eyes gleamed with a fierce intensity akin to that of a wolf. Blankness. At this moment, 2048, the phenomenon of a mini-game, lay in utter obscurity. Perhaps that Italian lad from his past life had not commenced or succeeded for some unknown reason. Meanwhile, he, Wang Gong, had astutely seized this temporal advantage due to the foresight granted by his rebirth. An opportunity. This was undoubtedly a divine gift. A venture with remarkably low initial investment, a brief development cycle, yet an immensely vast potential user base and an unmistakably clear monetization path. A veritable golden project presented to him without warning. He did not need to create some earth-shattering invention. He merely had to replicate the previously validated idea from his past life. By doing so, he could seize the moment, reaping vast traffic and wealth. This was not merely a minigame. It was also a fulcrum capable of leveraging capital. It represented yet another splendid opportunity to swiftly accumulate initial capital and fortify the foundation for his future business empire, besides the World Cup and Bitcoin. This would be the first truly original project of his entrepreneurial journey after rebirth, albeit inspired by future creativity. Unlike the envy-inducing windfalls of lotteries and Bitcoin, the gaming industry, despite its somewhat negative public perception domestically, remained a legitimate sector. Countless internet tycoons amassed their first fortunes from gaming. Even Ma Huadeng might not have persevered to the end without triumph. Once this thought took root in his mind, it ignited like a wildfire, instantly fueling his ambition and desire. His goal was to incubate this future blockbuster ahead of time. Thus, he must race against time. Wang Gong pondered for a moment in his mind and ultimately decided to outsource the task to Xia Yuran. As a liberal arts student, he truly lacked connections in the realm of programming, and moreover, it is often wiser to utilize the familiar rather than the unfamiliar. Regarding the previous cold wallet matter, Wang Gong believed that Xia Yuran, as the president of the computer club, possessed a commendable level of expertise. The phone rang a few times before it was answered. A familiar voice, tinged with a lazy yet slightly cool demeanor, emanated from the receiver. "Hello, who is this?" "It's me, Wang Gong," he stated plainly. After a brief silence on the other end, as if she were trying to recall who Wang Gong was, she replied, "Oh, it's you, big spender. What brings you to me? Let me be clear, my consultation fee is 500 per hour and no credit." Wang Gong's mouth twitched slightly. This woman was indeed more interested in money than in people. "Rest assured, your rewards will be substantial," he replied, suppressing his annoyance and striving to sound amicable. "I have a small project and would like to enlist your help, along with your club members. The remuneration is negotiable." "A small project?" Xia Yuran's tone was laced with skepticism. "What type?" "Be clear, we won't take on anything too complicated or tedious. A mobile game, quite simple yet with significant potential." Wang Gan paused, emphasizing his words. "If your results meet my expectations, this could be a lucrative opportunity for you." Silence reigned on the other end for a few seconds before she conceded. "All right then. Where are you?" "Come to the computer club for a face-to-face discussion. But let me make one thing clear. If the project is not viable and wastes my time, I will still charge the consultation fee doubled." With that, without waiting for Wang Gan's response, she decisively hung up the phone. Wang Gan listened to the busy tone, shaking his head in resignation. Xia Yuran truly was a rebellious spirit who did not play by the rules. However, he understood that capable individuals often possess a bit of temperament. Chapter 67. The Ride of a Big Spender. Meanwhile, in the activity room of the computer club at Muling Industrial University, Xia Yuran put down her phone, a mischievous smile gracing her charming face. Clearing her throat, she called out to the dozen or so club members engrossed in coding or gaming. "Brothers and sisters, attention! Attention!" All eyes turned toward her. "I just received a call from our benefactor," she said, raising her phone with a teasing smile. "The last big spender who paid 5,000 for our assistance in purchasing Bitcoin has come back to us. He wants to develop a mobile game, and the remuneration is negotiable." "Wow, the big spender is back? Fantastic. Another opportunity for extra income. The last dish was so delightful. I want to savor it again. Xia Jie is magnificent. He's coming back to us. What should our asking price be this time? Should we request an advance of 80 or 100,000? The worth of your efforts is negligible. Last time, it was entirely due to the prowess of our leader. Your cheers were hardly loud enough to be considered enthusiastic." In the activity room, a chorus of excitement and banter erupted, instantly enlivening the atmosphere. For these computer science students, most of whom come from modest backgrounds, the opportunity to assist the formidable Xia Yuran and earn a little extra pocket money to enhance their lives was indeed a delightful prospect. However, in the past, they often found themselves overburdened with tasks for meager compensation, frequently required to redo work due to client dissatisfaction. Xia Yuran, too, was known for her temper, occasionally engaging in heated disputes. Thus, the computer society primarily served as a venue for camaraderie. Instances like the last time, where they effortlessly earned 5,000 yuan, were rare gems in their university experience. Wang Gan's reputation as a foolishly generous individual had become well established. Xia Yuran raised her hands to signal for silence, indicating that everyone should maintain a professional demeanor when he arrived, so as not to scare away their benefactor. A smile danced on her lips, yet a flicker of curiosity gleamed in her eyes. Just who was Wang Gan? His lavish, spending, and enigmatic behavior piqued her interest. Last time, when he sought to purchase Bitcoin, he could have easily searched online, expending minimal time and effort. Yet, he chose to seek her out at a premium price. Now, as he pursued mobile game development, it seemed rather intriguing. Did he truly possess some lucrative insight? Or, as the members speculated, was he simply enamored with her? If so, she would not hesitate to take full advantage of him. Unbeknownst to Wang Gan, he had already been branded as both a naive fool and a benefactor in the minds of the computer society members. He tucked away his phone, grabbed his laptop bag, and prepared to leave. As he descended from the dormitory, intending to retrieve his car from the parking lot, his peripheral vision caught a familiar figure. Approaching from the nearby intersection was Wang Qi, pushing a pink electric scooter. Clad in a simple white shirt and denim shorts, she revealed her long, fair legs. Her hair, slightly damp, was casually tied back, with a few strands playfully tossed by the breeze, adding an air of innocence and charm. Accompanying her were two similarly dressed young women, each carrying a bucket and basin, chattering animatedly, likely returning from the communal shower. Girls can be such a hassle. The dormitory has bathing facilities, yet they insist on visiting the bathhouse together. Wang Gan's eyes brightened, and he hurried over. Upon hearing her name, Wang Qi turned. her expression shifting from surprise to a slight unease as she averted her gaze from him. Wang